it's not me that's actually lying here. We can see that.
It's absolutely you that's lying here. Hello, this is Matt. This is Whatcast. The stupidest man on the internet has been at it again. This time he's getting confused by the moon. The moon's confusing him. He's pretending to be confused, but he's actually got all the answers. He knows how it all works, really. Everyone else just doesn't. Nobody else knows. Every physicist in the world, every scientist, they don't understand. They've got no comprehension of the moon, but he's got it all figured out. This is the guy. His name is Matthias. He is on TikTok. As you can see, this is the first one I wanted to show you. Chuck another globe on the Barbie. This guy, his debunks of the heliocentric model are hilarious and should be pointed and laughed at. And that is exactly what I am doing here on this channel a lot these days. I do different stuff, but this seems to be the stuff that I enjoy doing the most at the moment. All right, so let's check it out. Chuck another globe on a Barbie. Why do you say this, mate? Let's check it out. Let's see why the moon confuses you so much.
Clear as day. Sun's right there. Moon is right there. Let's zoom in a little bit. There it is. Clear as day. Moon's over there.
Clear as day.
Is over there.
What's the music?
Now let's point out what's wrong with this picture. If people in Australia right now can see the moon, how is that possible if Australia is on the other side of the ball? How much more evidence do we need at this point that we're being lied to? I know it's difficult, I know the cognitive dissonance is strong, but it's not me that's actually lying here. We can see that.
It's absolutely you that's lying here. And what the cognitive dissonance...
Sounds like cognitive dissonance to me, mate.
...is all from you, as I explain in a minute.
The sun and the moon are clearly visible in the sky, so that completely blows the whole model out the window. Because how...
Why? When the whole model predicts the sun and the moon can be in the sky at the same time, how does that blow the whole model out of the window? Unless you don't understand the model one bit and you've never looked at the model at all, because you cannot think in 3 dimensions in any way, and you can only fathom this flat thing with a dome over it and 2 lights inexplicably floating around in the air. Oh, gravity's magical, but you don't ever explain what's holding the sun and the moon in the sky, do ya? Let's see.
Can we possibly see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time if people in Australia right now can also see the moon in the sky? On the other side of this ball, supposedly upside down, stuck to the bottom of this ball because of this magical force called gravity.
Upside down. Down is not south. Now, this is something that flat earthers need to get into their head. Down is not south. Down is towards the center of the earth. South is the opposite of north. North is the North Pole, right? South is the South Pole. South is not my feet. Okay? Good.
There it is. Clear as day. Moon's over there. And the sun is over there. Here we are.
So according to him, this is impossible unless we live on the flat Earth, right? Then this is completely possible. He believes that the moon should only, like he seems to believe that the moon should come up as the sky turns dark, as the sun goes down, the moon takes over, right? Because this is what the Bible says: the moon governs the night, and the sun governs the day. Even though there's like at least one day per month that the moon isn't in the sky at night at all, right? So you shouldn't be taking that literal anyway. He's totally confused by the moon being in the sky at daytime at all. But he's got another video. Before I delve any deeper into this stupidity, he's got another video talking about the moon again. He's completely confused by the moon. Let's check this one out.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, should be impossible given what we're told with the heliocentric model.
Why don't you go back to school, mate? Learn some physics, learn some science.
Just to clarify, I can see the sun over there, I can see the moon up there. So why can I only see half of the moon? If the sun is actually lighting up the moon and allowing me to see the moon in the way that I do, I should be able to see a full moon right now, because that light is travelling in a straight line. There's a direct line of sight to that so-called rock up there, So why would it only be illuminating half of it? What's your explanation for it if you do believe in the heliocentric model? And what do you think's actually occurring in the skies right now if you don't believe in that model anymore? We're keen to share information, come together, discuss these things, because what we're seeing in nature doesn't correlate with what we've been taught in school.
This guy is not prepared to discuss anything. He does lives all the time and won't ever have a guest up to question anything. So I don't know why he pretends he wants to discuss anything.
The most plausible explanation for me of what reality is and where we actually are would be a flat, level, stationary plane encased within some sort of dome-like firmament.
Oh, really? Well, let's look at that, shall we? So, in your opinion, the sun and the moon shouldn't be seen at the same time. But also, you said earlier that the moon shouldn't be seen in England if the moon is also seen in Australia at the same time, right? Now, why? Do you not understand that in reality, the moon is quite a long way away, easily can be seen from both places at once, right? It isn't just above our heads and therefore you can't see it. But that does pose a problem for your model there that you've got here with this firmament drivel and all this other stuff. So because you believe, and you flat earthers believe, that the reason we get a sunset is because of perspective. So the sun and the moon just go too far away to the point that they go below the horizon, right? So how, on your model, are we seeing the moon in Australia and the UK at the same time? Surely it should have gone away due to perspective, got smaller and smaller, which we never see on any sun or any moon ever, unless one of David Weiss's videos, which is enough to convince a bunch of idiots that that's what we see in reality, even though none of them have ever seen that in reality. How do you explain it on that model there that you're pointing out is the real model? How do you get the moon in England and the moon in Australia at the same time? Tell me how. Tell me how it hasn't gone away due to perspective. Tell me that. You can't. And let's address the direct line of sight, the just direct light coming from the sun. You need to get this out of your head. Your model there is drivel. The sun and the moon are not up in the air opposite each other at the same height. The moon is there. The sun is way behind the moon over there. You can see them both, but the sun is a lot further away, so the angle of the sun is only lighting that side of the moon. Because it's so much further that way. You're acting like that you can't fathom that we haven't got these two mysterious balls floating around just above our heads like this with each other. And you're just getting confused and calling it the heliocentric model when it isn't. You're laughing at your own model and saying your own model is impossible, but applying it to the heliocentric model and then laughing and saying it's much more possible on this when you've just disproved it on that with your own video. It doesn't make any sense to me. But if you'd like a discussion about it, if you want to be, and I'm here, you know, we can talk about this, but you won't talk to anybody about this because you know it's bollocks, right?
That's what we're looking at. That's what it appears to be.
How?
The sun looks local. The moon looks local. This doesn't all seem like it's spinning through space at speeds we can't.
The moon looks local, but visible in the UK and Australia at the same time. But local.
Can't imagine. What we're viewing here, ladies.
Speeds that we can't imagine. No, you can't imagine them because you think everything's going through the atmosphere in space. Like you couldn't possibly fathom it because it's frictionless up there. Whether you believe it or not, that is what the heliocentric model is. That is what the globe belief is. So you can laugh at it all you want to, but the model is vacuum of space, near vacuum of space, right? Very, very low pressure system. Not the same as driving down the road in your car in thick atmosphere. Hope this helps. Thanks for debunking the flat earth model there by saying that the moon shouldn't be visible in two places at once. didn't think about that, did you? They never take a second to critique what they believe. Oh, that's not possible, not realising it's even less possible on what he's spouting. Cheers. Hopefully you got something out of that. I can do loads on Matthias. He puts videos up every single day. What do you think about him? Let me know in the comments. Catch you next time. See you later.